I hate people. It's July, the month after Pride Month, and I've unlocked my new superpower during this, which is typically my, let's call it, annual depressive period. You see, right about now, my clients stop calling and Norway goes on this manic vacation mode where they all flee south for the summer to their summer cabins. Now, I tried that too. It was nice. I saw some lighthouses. Here's some proof. But the problem with that is when everybody goes south, you're kind of not running from the problem anymore. You're running with the problem. So I'm gonna try the complete opposite. I'm gonna run northwest. I'm going northwest on a road trip. And here's my steed, my trusty steed for the road trip. It's the Polestar 3 in all of its beauty. I'll get into it as we go because I'm sure along the way I will fall in love with it, as I do with every car that I take on a road trip. So pack up, head out, let's get going. So, here's where we start, in Oslo. We're gonna zoom out, way out. So you see Norway, and we're gonna go right here. You see this big white spot? That's what we're aiming for. That's called Jostedalsbreen, Jostedals Glacier. And there's a point, you see there, where the glacier has this long tongue that reaches out between the mountains. That's what creates the mountains themselves. It's the glacier over thousands of years that's been ripping the landscape apart and creating these mountains in Norway, and I want to go see it happen for real. There's a road on the back side of there. I'm going to drop a pin. I'm going to hit directions, start in CarPlay, and it's already up on the car. 6 hours of driving with probably some charging in between there. So we should probably get going. You're gonna have to forgive me for being so pessimistic. Now that we're outside of Oslo, I kind of want to explain a little bit more. You see, it's not all people. It's just most of them. There's enough people within the city who don't seem to remember common courtesies. The city becomes less of a community of people and more of like a mechanism or a labyrinth that is almost designed to turn people into opportunistic assholes. And I can take that for a very long time. I can handle that. But once a year, I find it hard to go around the city with blinders on and just ignore the assholeness of the general population of Oslo. And like I said, I don't think I'm alone in that. I think that's part of the reason people go south for the summer. The problem is when you do that, you're just sort of escaping with all those people. And now you're in a small town with the same people who act like assholes and just ignore common courtesy around other people. So my solution about once a year is to just run away from all of it. I like to use nature as this constant in this experiment of living in a city. Nature is this chance for me to reset and remind myself that it's nice. This whole experience, everything, this life. I mean, there's a lot of really negative parts to it, but at the same time, you can just run away. And living in Norway makes that very, very easy. So I'm gonna take advantage of it. And here I am about an hour or two outside of Oslo. I'm already excited. I'm already happier. I'm already breathing fresher air. I can't wait to get there. Chocolate banana? All right. So far so good. Stopped 2 hours into the drive to get some breakfast. Picked up whatever I get my hands on, plus some provisions for the road. Chocolate banana milk. It's not great. That was a mistake. Oops. Hi, bear. Don't hurt me. It's not a real bear. 4 hours left of the road trip. And now starts the pretty part. We're gonna start climbing uphill. I'll show you guys a time lapse and some driving shots, and we keep going. Nasty as chocolate banana milk. In case you were wondering, this is the setup. If I turn too hard, it gets pretty chaotic, but works okay. And there's the driving shot. How does it look? Pretty good? All right, time to get on the road again. as is not unheard of with electric cars, is a bit of a charging brake. I'm sure I could have made it on the range that I had, but a little insecure, and come on. Any excuse to park and hang out in a place like this? Yeah, I'll take it. Look at the bugs. Oh no, I'm sorry guys. I'm killing whole families up there on the mountain. It's a boat on a car on a boat built for cars. Sweet. If you're not from Norway or haven't been here with a car, it's hard to explain how inaccessible this country is. The amount of tunneling and bridging and so on and so forth, it's incredible. And a lot of the problems are solved by these ferries. People stack them up full of boats, and just like buses for cars, they go back and forth all day. And very fittingly, by the way, the ferry is electric. If you listen, there's no engine noise. It's a nice experience. It's quiet, it's smooth, it's fast. It's great. And there it is, ferry number 2. A ferry. I hope they get where they're going. That's ominous. As I take my final exit off of the highway and get onto the country roads, 30 minutes left until the parking lot. At the bottom of the mountain, it dawned on me, what kind of a video would this be if there wasn't some car talk, right? If you're not into it, skip forward 2 minutes. If so, let me tell you a little bit about the Polestar 3. So I started working with Polestar quite a long time ago. The first car I borrowed from them was, luckily, the Polestar 1, a fantastic hybrid, absolute monster of a sedan. And then the Polestar 2 came out, which was like their, let's say, money-making mission to establish themselves as a unique entity from Volvo. Then the Polestar 3 was really the exclamation point on, hey, look at us, we can make our own way. This SUV is targeted as a more functional, usable, but still like showy example of what Polestar can do. Sort of needed to establish itself as like a everyday usable family car that can be sold to the masses, and the Polestar 3 definitely delivers on that. It's fantastically predictable. It's a very comfortable, very silent long distance cruiser electric car that sort of fills a gap in the market that's really we were all begging for. Something with more space, still looks cool, and has a ton of range. This road trip itself is a testament to that. I started with about 80% battery. I've driven for about 6 hours driving time now. I didn't need to stop and charge, but I'm nervous about these things, so yeah, take that with a grain of salt. It's been confident the whole way. And super stable, super quiet, and very, very comfortable. And it's also maybe a bit too simplistic. I do miss buttons. The only buttons in the car really are these on the steering wheel, and they're unmarked, they're unlabeled. So there's a bit of a learning curve to getting comfortable in the car, but once you're there, it's everything you want in an electric SUV. That's the car in a nutshell. It's fantastic. What else is there to say about it? It's very predictable, it's very comfortable. It's a good car. I'll see you at the trailhead. Ta-da! Look at that. We've made it to the parking area. Oh wow, look at that. That's incredible. So here's the dilemma. We are here. Right here is Bergset Glacier. That's the one you see right over there. Super cool, super dramatic, but that's not the one I'm here to see. I'm here to see this one. And that means I gotta walk back along the road about 2 kilometers before I can actually start going up the hill. So instead of going that way, I'm going that way and over to the other valley on the other side. That's gonna be rough. That's gonna be hell. It's already 4:30. It's still 32 degrees outside. It's so hot. It's been a long drive. My legs are so stiff. There's no other choice, really. We're gonna have to just go up and get it done. So I'm gonna start down here. I'm gonna pack everything, take everything out of the car, say bye to the car, and just get started on the flat 2.5 kilometers that I gotta walk back to the trailhead because this was the nearest parking. I brought a tent with me, but I don't think I need to bring it up on the mountain because it's gonna be so hot. And if it's that hot and there's no rain or wind forecasted, which it doesn't look like, looks pretty good to me, then what's the point of having the dead weight? It always astounds me how small this sleeping bag packs down to. Look at this. That's the whole thing. That's the whole sleeping bag, and it weighs just over 1 kilo. Not even just over 1 kilo, it weighs 1 kilo exactly. Look at that. That's incredible. Hellsport makes a badass sleeping bag. Look at this. It is absolute chaos in this bag. Drone, camera gear, cooking, camping, sleeping equipment, toilet paper, clothes, food. That's full chaos. This thing is heavy. I gotta carry all that plus the tripod all the way up there. And it's starting at 6 o'clock-ish. Oh, okay. Let's shut the car, it's time to go. Oh my God. We're off. See you at the top. Just kidding. Of course, I'm bringing you with me. Step one is hike back to the road. Walk about 2 kilometers until we find a bridge that crosses over this river. Because the river back there is not something I want to swim across, not with all this. Whew, okay, there we go. That's about 100 vertical meters done so far. That part was rough, but now we're in the shade. It's a little bit nicer. We found the trailhead, even though it was a little bit overgrown. It's still there, and there's still a pretty clear trail. About 1,000 more vertical meters up that way. It's about 7 o'clock, so now it's a bit of a race against time, for real. Look at this, blueberries. Delicious. You can do this, Kyle. You're not a loser like everybody said you were. You're actually a cool, super cool guy who can do hiking in the mountains and cool guy stuff. Oh, it's about 500 vertical meters now. I've just about gotten above the trees. I reached this little farm here, just hanging with some of the sheep. So far so good. We're still, I mean, way behind time in terms of what I had hoped yesterday. But hey, we're making progress. Look at this view though. Maybe I'll just hang here for a sec. It's fantastic. It's just me and the sheep. Look at me like that. Look at this guy. Huh? Did I make a friend or what? Hi. You know which way the top is? No. You're bad at directions, huh? Anything you want to say to YouTube? No, okay. You're shy. I get it. I know last we spoke, I was talking to a sheep. But now is when the mental battle begins. I've done about 700 vertical. I'm about 1,200 vertical meters total. I think there's another 400 vertical to go before I get to where I really want to be. And we just finished what feels like the steepest part of the hike. I hope so. The map at least looks like it. I'm so drained. I'm so drained. I'm so tired. But this is when like the little rewards help. A little bit of sugar, little snacks that I brought that I know would make me happy along the way. Yeah, it's all fun and games until it starts getting hard. And now it's getting hard, and I'm starting to realize I'm fat and out of shape. Let me turn this around. This, I think you can see where I'm aiming for tonight. You just look up that way. See that peak up there where the snow starts? I would really like to make it close to that tonight, at least somewhere near it. Anyway, here's me having a Coke and some Giflers. I let the blood leave my legs, please, because every step hurts now. I miss my sheep friend. He was nice to me. Oh yeah. Damn, the mosquito situation is crazy. Look at this view, turn around, hey. Turn around, look at this. Damn. How neat is that? Okay. I think that's all I got for today. The final count, I've done 1,100 vertical over 11 kilometers. I'm at about 1,600 meters over sea level right now. It's taken about 6 hours. I spent 7-8 hours in the car starting at 5 this morning, so I'm exhausted. I really want to get to that view. My goal was to get to that view before I had to go to sleep tonight, but it's just it's too dark, it's too unsafe. So I'm gonna make camp here. It's nice, a little bit shaded from the wind and as good as any spot, I guess. There's no mosquitoes up here, that's nice. I'm gonna go to sleep, set my alarm for roughly sunrise, and then hopefully the next few shots will just be the coolest shots of all time. It'd be nice, man. I really hope this view is cool. I put so much effort into this. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. All right, leave me alone. Good morning. It's time to pack up home base. It's hard to describe how well I slept in just 3 hours. This was a great night's sleep. Okay, let's make it happen. So base camp is right there. And I know I've said this before, but I swear I'm right this time. The peak is just up there. And from there, it's just a little bit of hiking before you can see down into the valley. The valley, you can see, is right there. Right down there. And that's what I'm here for. I don't think we have much longer left, but let's see if we can get this done. Hello. I've been hiking a little bit more. I haven't seen it yet, but judging by some of the hints that I've come across, I'm fairly certain right on the edge of that ridge, I'll be able to see the entirety of Tunsberg. I will be able to see the whole thing. So I didn't want to spoil this. I'm always so weary when YouTubers refilm reactions, so I didn't want to do that. I want to save it for you guys. because I mean, I hiked all the way here. You deserve something authentic. So, yeah, I'm building it up too much. Without further ado, let's. It's breathtaking. It's absolutely breathtaking. It's something that, like, I hate when people try to describe that feeling on film. I hate it so much because it doesn't make sense. And then they always have this, like, there's no words that can describe. I mean, there are words. They're just, I don't know, are they significant enough? It's just vast. It's so, like, grand. There's this, like, methodic gracefulness and elegance to the way it's shaped, carved exactly into every nook and cranny down the valley. But at the same time, it's just brute power. It's a freight train. There's no speed, but man, this thing is made, look, it made this. The whole reason this valley's here is because of this. Just slowly inching its way down towards sea level. Hi, I'm close to the camera now. I'm gonna kill some time now. We got some time before the sun really hits the valley, so I'm gonna make some breakfast and yeah, try to wake myself up, get my bearings. Glacier water, it's the best, highly recommended. So anyway, speaking of glaciers, this massive expanse of white snow is called Justedalsbreen. Justedalsbreen. I never got the hang of that. It, I think, is Europe's longest glacier. It's got a lot of arms. It used to have a lot more arms, but they keep disappearing to the dismay of many tourists, myself included. Some of the biggest tourist attractions around the glacier, some of the arms are like almost completely gone. So when you drive up to the touristy locations to go look for them, it's just a stream, basically, of cold water. But not this one. This one here is Tunsbergdalsbreen. I'm not getting any better at it. This used to be the second longest arm of Justedalsbreen, the longest being a little bit further up that way. But that one has since melted quite a lot, and I don't know if it qualifies anymore. Making this one the longest. The idea of a glacier is it's such hard-packed snow. It's in places where the snow doesn't really have a chance to melt. It's too cold. The snow is too thick and it just builds and builds and builds. It eventually becomes ice. And then that ice, under its own pressure and the pressure of gravity, gets pulled down valleys in the summertime. And as it comes down the valleys and melts, it moves and it drags just a tiny bit of sand off these rocks. And the more it does that over thousands and thousands of years, the
the closer you get to this, which is the beautiful landscape we call Norway. We're so lucky to have it, and I'm so honored to be able to see the mechanism by which it's made. It's really, really humbling, and it really gives you a different appreciation of the shape of the country and kind of what that means for us. But not only the shape, but also the functionality of the country. Like these glaciers, they bring with them quite a lot of rich sediment. A lot of the sediment that gets brought down off the glaciers ends up in the soil at the bottom of the valleys, and it becomes very rich. That's why there's a lot of farmland. Norway, before finding oil, actually was an agricultural country. Norway is also around 90% run on hydroelectricity, which is powered by the meltwater from these glaciers. It literally powers our lives. And it's all made possible by this arm, Tunsbergdalsbreen. It's doing its job. It's been doing it for thousands and thousands of years, and it's just awe-inspiring to see how like elegant and curvy and shape-filling it is, but at the same time just viciously jagged and broken and just strong and powerful. It's weird, I've said it before, but it's mind-blowing. It really is. I mean, snow, we think of snow as this like soft, fluffy, fun thing, but it really has a purpose. And it gave us our purpose, and that's the cool thing about it. I've been looking at this spot, this like exact spot where I'm sitting now on Google Maps for years. I've always been curious, and there aren't really any like good photos that I found on the internet of this branch of Jostedalsbreen. So I really wanted to come see it for myself, and I didn't realize how arduous of a hike that was going to be, but hey, totally worth it to be up here. And that's the fun of it. Like, not everybody can do it. That's what makes it such a special feeling is I'm able-bodied enough that I can put in the work and get up here and see it firsthand. The next question, I guess you could be asking yourself, and I will be asking myself when I edit this, is why does it mean so much to me? Like, why this spot? Why did I come to look at this thing? And why are glaciers such a curious topic for me? Not that I'm an aficionado or even intelligent on the subject or studied, but I mean, it's the great creator, right? We chalk it up to God and these almighty figures, but when you come out here, you realize like this thing's been going for thousands of years, way before us. It's been working to create the shape of the country that we benefit so much off of. It drives tourism, it drives agriculture, it drives everything. Like it defines our lives. That's why we live here. That's why we live in this country. And that's important to me. And I mean, for whatever reason, I have my understanding of the topic, but they're disappearing. These glaciers, they're vanishing. We have proof that that's a real thing. I've seen it myself. A lot of these, they're just unimpressive now. These arms of these glaciers, they retreat back, and even, I mean, in July, we still have another few months of summer. Like, there should still be a lot of ice left. It's not. That's why I really wanted to come see this one, because this one's still in full effect. It's still working. It's still pumping. It's still being productive. And there's something cool about that. I mean, whether it's man-made or a natural phenomenon, it doesn't matter to me. I don't care. Anybody else can argue back and forth forever, but it's really unproductive, because the problem is they're leaving. They are leaving. The glaciers are retreating. They're becoming smaller. They're becoming less effective. And without them, we're in a little bit of trouble, because they do serve a purpose. Many purposes. And it's very sad to sit up here staring right at the longest glacier in Europe and think that. I mean, right now, with my own eyes, I can't fathom that all this ice is going to disappear at some point, but the evidence is there. So I just wanted to come up here and clap and encourage it and be there in what might be its kind of like last hurrah. That sounds sad. But it's true. It's true. I mean, in our lifetime or my daughter's lifetime, like this, even this one behind me is going to retreat up the valley. It's going to be half the size it was now. And it's just going to be hard to remember and visualize what made this country. And I'm glad I was here. I'm glad I get to see it. I feel lucky. I feel honored. And I don't know, is there much more to say? What a fantastic place to be. You guys are gonna have to forgive me for being so romantic. It's kind of what Norwegians do.